Hello, I'm Chris from TechSpert, and today we're reviewing the Samsung Galaxy Buds FE, where the FE stands for fuckable ears. No, it doesn't. That's a complete lie. It actually stands for Fan Edition. But I had you going there for a moment, didn't I? Now here in the UK, the Samsung Galaxy Buds FE cost just £99, making them less than half the price of the Samsung Galaxy Buds 2 Pro, and considerably cheaper than just the regular Samsung Galaxy Buds 2. But are they actually worth that budget price? Well, I've had them stuffed in my lugs for well over a week now, so here's my in-depth Galaxy Buds FE review. And for more on the latest and greatest tech, please do poke subscribe and ding that notifications bell. Cheers! Now first off, the design of the Galaxy Buds FE, very familiar indeed. Samsung has pretty much stuck to the Galaxy Buds 2 template. So they're once again chunky wee pebbles which you just stash in your ears like so. Each bud has a very subtle wingtip on it, and even though they're barely there, they do make for a more reassuring fit. Just stick them in your ears with a quick twist and they will stay lodged in there nice and snug. There was no movement, no motion, even if I was masticating as hard as possible. Yes, I did say masticating there. And just to prove how firm that fit is, mosh test. I found these buds have been perfectly comfortable to have stashed inside of my head for several hours at a time. As always, you get different sizes of silicone tips. You can find the perfect fit for you. And as far as the colours go, well, you've got the highly thrilling choices of black or white. Maybe, hopefully, Samsung will release more bold and vibrant colours at some point, especially as these are the fan editions. Sometimes with the fan edition Galaxy phones, we get a proper rainbow selection of colours. Be nice to have on the buds as well. However, one area where Samsung appears to have cut costs is the water resistance, because a lot of true wireless earbuds these days, they are at the very least splash resistant, but the Samsung Galaxy Buds FE are merely IPX2 rated, which means they can just about cope with some sweat. Lovely little bit of air leakage if you're down the gym or whatever. So I was a wee bit concerned when I went out and about here in Blighty in the rain, which is a fairly common thing to do. Thankfully, touch wood, maybe my ear flaps helped to protect them or something, because they've been absolutely fine. Now, I've been testing the Galaxy Buds FE on Android smartphones, but not Galaxy devices, so the likes of the Pixel 8 and the Pixel 8 Pro, so I've had to download the Galaxy Wearables app. And pairing with these phones over Bluetooth was quick and easy, as you'd kind of expect, and the app itself, pretty bloody good. All the sort of main features that you would expect. So for instance, you can quickly toggle on the ANC or switch to the transparent mode. You can also toggle those touch controls on or off, and if you tap in here, you can actually deactivate individual actions as well. However, there's not much customization beyond that. The only controls you can actually configure is the touch and hold, which, as you can see there, you can switch between the ANC modes, you can activate the voice assistant, or you can toggle the volume up or down. I like that there's an option to change the volume on these buds using the touch controls, but unfortunately I really like having the option to toggle the ANC between noise cancelling and transparency mode, so I don't want to sacrifice that in order to get the volume controls. That's a bit of a bugger. And that's my only real complaint with the touch controls, though. Apart from that, they all work flawlessly. Quick tap to pause or play your music. You can double tap to skip forward a track. You can triple tap in order to skip back a track. It's all very intuitive. You get a little bit of audio feedback, not as much as I would have preferred. And I never had any issues with accidentally activating the pause play when I was just fumbling with the buds or anything, mostly because I never really fumbled with them. You can always knock that option off if you don't like it. And also inside of the app, if you dive into earbud settings, you've got lots more features to play with here. The likes of an earbud fit test, just to make sure you've got the right silicone tips. You can have the Galaxy Buds FE also announce when you get a notification from your favorite messaging app or whatever. It's always good to see accessibility options, of course, and in here you can also update that firmware. And naturally, you've got a Find My Earbuds feature and a bit of user manual action if you're new to these buds. And if you happen to pluck the earbuds out, put them down somewhere, and then you walk away from them, well, the app can detect when it suddenly unexpectedly loses Bluetooth connection, just give you a bit of a heads up saying, hey, have you forgotten something maybe? Quite handy in case, you take them out when you're in the gym, or much more likely in my case, the local boozer, and just completely forget about them. Now, the audio quality is certainly where Samsung has made the biggest sacrifices for these fan edition buds compared with the regular Galaxy Buds 2. That's not to say that the sound quality is bad by any means, but for a start, the only audio codecs that are actually supported here are AAC and SBC, as well as Samsung's own SSC. There's no aptX HD support, no LDAC actions, certainly no 24-bit audio support. If we dive back inside of that Galaxy Wearables app, go to earbud settings, you've got that equalizer up at the top. Personally, I quite like that dynamic setting, as it makes your music sound a little less flat and boosts the highs. which my knackered old lugs can't hear so good anymore. I've got to say though, the bass is somewhat lacking on the Samsung Galaxy Buds FE. Even with the bass boost activated, it's kind of weak sauce. But still, as long as you're not an absolute bass fiend or a proper full-on audiophile, you should enjoy the output of the Samsung Galaxy Buds FE. They're not bad at all for the sub £100 price point, even if they are only just sub £100. Now, one area where Samsung certainly did not cut costs is the noise cancellation. You've got a triple mic setup on each of these buds, similar to what you get on the full-on fancy pants Galaxy Buds 2 Pro. And I certainly found that setup worked really well here on the Galaxy Buds FE. I found I could happily listen to an audiobook or a podcast, even when I was strolling my way down a busy high street or trapped in a room with lots of small children charging around like their arses were ablaze. I didn't have to jack that volume all the way up, and similarly, they're also good for traveling on a tube or a train. You just got to make sure you got the proper size of silicone tip and that they are nicely twisted into your lugs to form a proper seal. Mic test, mic test. That triple mic setup is also good news when it comes to calls, as they can work together to clearly pick up every word you say. And they've also got the smarts to push away all that background chatter and other noise going on all around you to keep your vocals crystal clear, just like they are right now with a bunch of simulated extreme high street noise. And the battery life here on the Samsung Galaxy Buds FE is actually pretty bloody good. I got roughly 6 full hours of audio playback from a single charge. That's with the ANC turned on, so it's about an hour more than what I got from the Buds 2 Pro even. And if you knock off the noise cancellation, we can expect another hour or two, but to be honest, I had that ANC turned on pretty much full time. So yeah, certainly a respectable result, if not quite the best at this sort of price point. And then when they do need a bit of a charge up, you're just sick of having them stuck in your head, just chuck them back in the dinky and extremely cute wee carry case. It's supremely dinky, so much so that it'll fit pretty much anywhere you fancy, and it weighs next to nothing, but it is extremely plasticky. Unfortunately, because it is so small, it can only fully charge those buds roughly 2 times before the case itself will also be out of juice and need powering up. So with ANC active, you can expect roughly 20-ish hours of audio playback in total. And then when the case itself is drained, you need to charge it back up using Type-C USB. Of course, there's no wireless charging support. And that right there, in a tasty wee nutshell, is the fresh new Samsung Galaxy Buds Fan Edition. And certainly if your budget is limited, but you want some decent noise cancellation, well, they'll do the job. Check out my reviews of other true wireless earbuds right here on Techspert. Please do subscribe, ding that notifications bell, all the usual YouTube bollocks, and have yourself a wonderful rest of the week. Cheers!